Tamas led Turul through the dungeon door, the grating of iron against stone echoing through the cold corridors. The smell of damp earth and human filth became more potent as they ventured deeper underground. Before them lay the castle's main sewer, a harsh path that every slave had come to know all too well. They took this route from their dank cells to the daily grind of labor under the harsh sun. A crude wooden bridge, all jagged edges and splintering planks, lay across the filthy water channel that bisected the path. Under normal circumstances, the three strongest among the slaves would submerge in the water, their bodies a living foundation for the bridge, bearing its weight above their heads, while the others crossed. But today was different. Tamas declared that Turul, the rebel leader with mighty strength, would shoulder the burden alone. The once noble fighter was stripped of his armor and dignity. His naked form, half submerged in the murky water, hefted the bridge with a grunt, his powerful arms straining as he held it aloft. On the other side of the sewer channel, a mass of hesitant slaves huddled together, their apprehension palpable in the grotty air. Each individual stood there, weary and beaten, yet alive with a faint flicker of hope. Their bodies stiffened at the sight of the warden's whip, its coiled menace a stark reminder of the dire consequences of disobedience. They regarded the makeshift bridge, their eyes reflecting fear and uncertainty. Whispers filled the cold, damp air.
"I've seen him fight. He's stronger than he looks,"
one of them said, a note of hope in his voice. Another one scoffed,
"But can he hold the bridge up alone?"
A third one chimed in,
"He's a fighter, not a beast of burden."
When Turul noticed the hesitation on the edge, he lifted his head from beneath the bridge's weight. His voice echoed strongly in the tunnel, even as the bridge vibrated with strain on his broad shoulders.
"Listen to me,"
he commanded.
"I am Turul, your brother, your friend, and comrade in bondage. We've shared the same pain. I am no different from you."
There was a pause, as the slaves looked at each other. The defiant captive continued, the strain beginning to creep into his voice.
"Today, I bear this burden, so you may walk freely. Tomorrow, it could be any one of you, in my place. We are united in our suffering. Unity will be our strength."
The weight of the bridge felt a little less heavy then, the echoes of his words reverberating in the dank tunnel. The slaves began to cross, one by one, their gazes locked on the young rebel as they made their way across the precarious bridge. Their bare, calloused feet shuffled slowly across the structure. The crossing was a slow, grueling process. Turul, standing firm in the water, bore the weight of the bridge and the crossing slaves with a steady determination. His every muscle, seasoned by years of warfare and discipline, throbbed under the sustained stress of the burden. His shoulders, broad and sturdy, tensed with the exertion, veins and tendons becoming prominent under his skin. His biceps bulged, becoming solid as a rock. His core was like a pillar of iron, steadying him against the roiling waters, running in rivulets over their hard surface. His legs planted firm, in the silt-laden bottom.
Go on.
Turul encouraged, gritting his teeth, as he braced himself under the bridge. The constant fluctuation of the water made the task more challenging. Each time the water level rose, the muscular captive's body had to adjust to the added resistance. His chest muscles flexed and contracted as he pushed himself higher out of the water. He had to crane his neck, stretching for precious gulps of air, while still maintaining his grip on the bridge. His jaw was set, and his eyes narrowed, refusing to show any signs of weakness. When the water level dropped dramatically, Turul's body was put on display. The wetness of the sewer water made his skin glisten under the scant light that seeped into the passage. His muscular form was entirely visible now, from the rippling contours of his back to the powerful lines of his legs. The shifting sands under his feet made maintaining balance a demanding task. His calves and thighs flexed and twitched, adjusting to the changing footing, his toes curling into the mud for a better grip. The exposure brought a wave of humiliation and vulnerability. The slaves, once comrades and friends, now couldn't help but look upon him with pity and embarrassment.
Gods! Look at him.
One of them muttered. However, Turul held his head high. He understood, this wasn't just a physical test, but an emotional and psychological one. Each jeer, each whisper, every pair of eyes on his exposed body, he absorbed them all, using them to fuel his resolve. This was a part of his journey, a trial he had to endure. Every muscle in his body, every drop of sweat, and every shivering chill he felt, were reminders of his will to persevere. The humiliation was painful, yes, but it was also a testament to his endurance, his determination to not let his spirit be crushed. The nakedness was not just a physical state. It was a manifestation of his raw, unshielded spirit, bearing itself against the trials he faced. The sight of once a rebel hero of considerable standing, now reduced to a naked slave, holding a wooden bridge for others to pass, was both startling and pitiful. The king commanded to break Turul's spirit with this display of degradation, but everyone could see the resilience still burning in this unyielding prisoner's eyes. It would take more than this to bring him down. For now, though, the spectacle had served its purpose. The other slaves had seen their leader brought low, and it had struck fear into their hearts. After the last slave crossed the bridge, the captured warrior was left standing alone in the murky water, the wooden bridge, now slick and heavy, resting precariously on his shoulders. His muscles ached with a rawness that he'd never experienced, and he could feel the chill of the water seeping into his bones. The usually robust warrior, now reduced to a quivering shell of his former self. Yet, he refused to show any weakness. Summoning his strength, Turul hoisted the bridge from his shoulders, and let it clang onto the ground, the noise echoing in the tunnel. The determined captive then managed to climb the damp stones on the side of the sewer, his breath ragged, each inhalation a struggle. As he reached the top, The muscular slave nearly stumbled back into the sewer, his legs trembling under the sheer exhaustion. A hand gripped his soaken thick hairs, steadying him. It was Tamas, a glint of satisfaction in his eyes.
Time for a wash, hehe.
He leered, leading the weary prisoner from the sewer towards the shed washroom.